In this video, I'm going on a Carnival cruise aboard the Legend to the Western Caribbean. I will give you a tour of the cruise ship and show you the amenities aboard and things to do, talk about the food and if it was any good, as well as show off my cabin and my friend's cabin. Let's hop aboard the ship. The cruise was leaving out of Tampa, Florida. Super excited to finally be boarding the cruise. This 8-day cruise aboard the Carnival Legend. Yeah! One of my favorite things to do after boarding a cruise ship is to take a few hours and walk the whole ship and get a feel for where everything is at. Before I move outside, let's cover the amenities and things to do on the inside of the ship. My first impression of the interior is that it was pretty nice, especially for a ship as old as this one. This ship came out in 2002, but was recently remodeled in 2024. Scattered throughout the ship, there are several little bars and lounges, some of which you can also get a snack or two at. Not just drinks. There are a handful of large lounges as well, where various events are hosted. And of course, there's the main event, Follies Theater. This is where the big shows happened every evening. Here are some sample clips of the shows. Along with these shows, they had Bingo, Family Feud, and a crowd favorite, Love and Marriage show. If you like board games, there's a quiet space just for that, as well as a little library where you can find a book to read. Moving on, there is a Red Frog pub where trivia games and other events take place. But my favorite feature in this room is definitely the foosball table. A lot of my friends enjoyed the shuffleboard as well, and the Jenga set. Another cool bar is the Veteran Tribute Lounge. This is their main sports bar. All the Carnival ships I've been on have something similar to this one. Moving on, we have the main lobby area. Behind the bar is a stage where music was constantly being played either with a DJ or live music. One of my favorite features in this area is the tall glass elevators. I didn't ride them, but they're fun to look at. And lots of stairs. Here's a little pro tip for you. Always take the stairs when you are on a cruise. When you can, that will help keep the pounds off of all the food that you're eating. At least that is what I do. And my cabin is on the first floor. And then there's a lot of things to do on the second and third floor. But then the main top is on the 9th floor. So it can get a little exhausting going all from the 1st to the 9th. But that's what I do to keep a few of the pounds off and get extra steps. There, of course, are all kinds of shops on board. Plenty of overpriced items that you can buy and other necessities that you can pick up if you forgot something. From the Carnival store, to watches, to handbags, cologne, and even a candy store. Like most cruise ships, there is a laundromat that guests can use if they wish. Another fun room is the arcade. It is actually one of the better arcades that I've seen on a cruise ship. This is a perfect place for your kids to hang out if you have kids. There, of course, is a casino. I don't gamble, so I didn't spend any time here, but if you like to gamble, the casino is pretty large. Next, we have the Medusa Lounge nightclub. Plenty of dancing to be had here each night. My friends and I spent a bit of time here. Usually there was a group of us there every night dancing the night away. I go to bed early-ish around 11, even on cruises, so I didn't dance there as much as my friends did. Another fun club is the Punchliner Comedy Club. Comedy shows every night, both PG rated and R rated. If you have teenage kids,
there is a club specifically for them that they can go and hang out at if they like. Now let's take a look at the gym. This is definitely one of the cooler gyms I have seen on a cruise ship. Great views of the ocean and lots of things offered on this multi-level gym. Near the gym is the Cloud9 Salon, where you can book all sorts of self-care activities, including massages. There is no indoor movie theater, but they do have an outdoor screen where they play movies and other major sports games. Now, I can't cover the interior without showing you my room. Let's go have a look.
All right, we're gonna check out the room here. Show you what the room looks like. Very roomy room. See what I did there? Just looks really nice. A good desk with nice, lots of drawer space. A phone, of course. You got some outlets here. And then they do have some ports right here to plug in your phone on both sides. Nice. And then this should be the mini fridge right here. I'll put the Martinellis in here. Keep it nice and cool until I want it. You got a little table if you need it. A very small TV. A lot of rooms have larger TVs, but I don't really use the TV, so it's not a big deal. And then lots of storage. Good. I'm going to use all that up. And then hanging. And then more hanging. Now let's check out the restroom. Okay, this restroom looks nice. Very similar to other cruise ships I've been on. This looks like maybe a little bit bigger. Very nice and clean. In here, lots of room on the shelves to store all your stuff that you need, all your toiletries. Very, very nice room. All in all, I'm very impressed with this room. I think the ship was recently remodeled, so everything should be fairly nice and new inside. And I always get a room by myself, even if I'm traveling with friends and a big group of people. I get my own room just because I like to have my own space. And I'm gonna go check out my friend Dill's room. He has a balcony, and I want you to see the difference between a balcony and just an interior room like this. Let's go check out his room. So here is my friend's room. He has a balcony, and closets are exactly the same, so I don't really need to show you that. The restroom is exactly the same, so I don't need to show that. But then here is what his room looks like. He has a lot bigger desk than I do. The TV is exactly the same, but then he has this bigger table and he has this whole couch right here. And I guess you can turn this into a bed if you need to. And then his bed is laid out this way, a lot different than my room. And the room feels just probably a little bit bigger. Or it could be the same size, just laid out differently. Lots of storage. And then the reason why people get the balcony, I guess, is because of the balcony and the views and whatnot. So let's go out here. We'll talk to my buddy. Dun, dun, dun. Nice day here.
It's nice and windy.
It is.
Beautiful weather.
So, Dill, why do you every time we cruise together, you get your own balcony, or the balcony room, and balcony's more expensive. So why do you like the balcony?
I like the view. I like coming out here and watching the ocean. Plus, there's a little bit more space in the room. It's just nicer.
Awesome. There you go, folks. That is how the rooms look. Two of the styles of rooms here on the Carnival Legends. My room, which is a standard interior, and then my buddy Dill's room, which is the balcony. So I hope that gives you a good idea of what the rooms look like. Time to talk about the food, my favorite topic. The majority of the food is included with your cruise. However, there are a handful of higher-end restaurants that you can pay extra for, like the Bonsai Sushi Place and Fahrenheit Steakhouse. Our group spent most evenings at the Truffles restaurant,
there is a variety of foods every night, usually something for everyone. And usually there's a little bit of entertainment as well, which we gladly partook in. You can also dine here for breakfast if you wanted. We usually would do at least one breakfast or brunch during the cruise altogether. But generally, breakfast was eaten up at the Lido deck. Buffets. Let's head there now. The buffets are massive and open pretty much all day with a few hours closed in between brunch and lunch and dinner. And there's a ton of variety to choose from, both breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then if the buffets don't suit you, or you just want to try something else, they have specialty come-and-go food places too, which are included. My favorite food on the whole cruise was Guy's Burger Joint. I could eat there every day. The pizza was also pretty good.
Not bad pizza. One of my favorite things to get on the Carnival ships is the pizza.
And I need to mention the all-you-can-eat self-serve ice cream and frozen yogurt. That is one of my favorite things to get while cruising. And I'm willing to bet if you've cruised before, you like that too. Now enjoy some more clips of the food set to music. Hopefully this gives you a good scope for the variety that is offered. Does the food look good? Let me know in the comments. That about covers it for the interior of the ship. Time to head outside and show you the rest of what this ship has to offer. One of the main attractions are the water slides. Unfortunately, one of them, the green one, was closed most of the time, so I didn't get to go on it. The yellow one was pretty fun. I will admit though, these are not the best slides that I've been on. Next to the slides is the Serenity Lounge, which is an adults only area with plenty of seating and relaxing without kids running around. The Serenity Lounge is very common to most Carnival ships. There are a few ping pong tables set in the middle of the ship, but never really saw a ton of people playing on them. I think also the wind would just blow pretty heavily through that area. So not the best place for the ping pong tables, in my opinion. Next is the main pool and deck. They have shows, movies, competitions, and some dining options around this area as well. Each evening they played a movie on the big screen, and they had a Chiefs postseason game here as well that a lot of people watched. There is a second large pool that also has one of the hot tubs. The ship only has 2 public hot tubs, which I will admit is a bummer. If you like mini golf, there is a decent mini golf course next to the sports court. The sports court is smaller than others that I have seen and used, but it'll get the job done. However, it is really windy at this location of the ship, and if it's really windy, the mini golf gets shut down as well as the sports court. And this happened to us a few times, which was a bummer. There is a giant chess set that you can play too if you want.
So one thing I don't really like about this ship is they do have a smoking section right here, which is in public. So when you walk by, or if you're at this pool or in the hot tub right there, you can smell the smoke from people smoking, and I don't like the smell of smoke. I don't want to be around smoke. It's fine if you are a smoker, but for me, I'd rather just not have that in the public area. That's just one of my complaints about the ship. So one of my complaints is this hot tub right here, which is the biggest hot tub. And there's only 2 hot tubs on this ship. This one was out of commission for like 3 days or 3.5 days of the cruise. And so that was really annoying because we had a group of friends that one thing we like to do when we get done from excursions and whatnot is just jump in the hot tub. And we couldn't do that because there was only 2 hot tubs, and this one was out of commission a lot of the time. So that was very annoying. Well, there you have it, folks. A look at the Carnival Legend. I enjoyed my time on the ship. Not my favorite ship that I've been on, but definitely a fun little ship. It's kind of a mid-sized ship. I wish there were a few more amenities and whatnot, but overall, a fun cruise with some awesome port destinations. If you want to check out those videos of the ports where I went to, make sure to check out those videos. I'll have a link down below in the description box of all of those ports and things that I went to. So until next time, happy cruising everyone, happy traveling, take care.